washed up actor fakes his death for a comeback, planning to stage a resurrection, a bizarre incident should create a buzz to make a triumphant return. His close friend Anton did plan to wait for the funeral, then dig him up afterward. A serious car accident occurred. Damon Nick was a famous Russian, a household name in film. But as his fame grew, Nick began to insist on big names on set, often hiding in cars playing cards with actresses. For slightly risky scenes, he always let his double do it. All actresses he worked with were not spared. Even his beautiful manager was not exempt, yet he felt this was perfectly normal. Angry, she chose to divorce him, yet Phosphorus his faith fast. The incident was exposed. He wanted buddy Anton to help. He hoped to ease public chatter, but Anton told him it had blown up. Nick just leaned on his fame. Instead, he clashed with his friend right there, unaware his moves were filmed live. All others captured all he did. Soon, the incident blew up online. This was Nick's first major fall from grace. Take back the actress. He lost thousands of fans overnight. He got caught in a media storm. He lost acting gigs. All his loved ones too kept their distance from him. Every day, he drowned himself in alcohol. Only his manager took him in. He couldn't stay down like this. After much thought, Nick finally humbled himself. He called buddy Anton. He hoped Anton will forgive him and help him get through this tough time. After all, he's still young. Looks and a good figure matter. Talent must come with looks. He still has a long way to go. Anton felt sorry for him, so he came up with a wild idea. Though the idea was a bit immature, it was the best option available. The plan was quite simple. Make Nick pretend to be dead. Stage a miraculous resurrection. This would generate buzz and make him the news. He would regain his market presence. This is how we move the audience. What he did in the past, it wouldn't tarnish their name of someone brought back to life. Nick was thrilled upon hearing this. First, they need to post a notice online. Gather many stars and influencers for the funeral. Cemetery in the country. Once the hype surrounds the funeral, the next day, Anton will dig out Damo guy from the cemetery. Such a shocking publicity stunt will definitely make Nick the hottest star in all of Russia. The two of them eagerly went to the coffin store to pick a fine coffin for Nick. Next, Anton reached out to his hospital friend. He got a sedative. Just one injection. Nick would lie still for hours. On the surface, he looked like a corpse. People wouldn't notice anything unusual. I don't feel anything. All there is. Before he could finish, Nick collapsed. He was completely unconscious. Anton fixed him up for the casket. He placed some simple supplies in the coffin. Then he calmly closed the coffin lid. The scene changed. The funeral's on. Numerous stars and influencers attended. They set up a lavish banquet. Films he had shot while everyone ate. As Nick's best friend, Damo wrote a piece too. It was thousands of words long, filled with tears and snot. They told the story of their friendship. Inside, Nick held his phone. Damo watched the whole process. He was also touched and tearful by Anton's words. As soon as Anton finished his speech, he called Nick immediately to ask about his performance. Matt, trying to bore me to death? Hurry it up. Almost done. Hold on a bit longer. What shocked Nick was, the manager spoke on stage too. She said Nick's character wasn't good. He was truly a talented actor. Conceived Nick's child. Now, although Nick was dead, she decided to go ahead and have the baby. Nick was immensely touched after hearing this. He never expected that. The funeral soon became headlines. Those who criticized him regretted it now. Got high with Urkukwat and put on music. A few hours later, the funeral finally ended. As night fell, right now, Anton holds the iron on his way to the cemetery. Suddenly, it happens next, the start of the video. This scared Nick. Anton knows the whole story. How could he get out without Anton? He hurriedly messaged all his friends for help, but everyone thinks Nick is a fraud. They don't believe him, but they blocked him directly. The whole web's reporting it. But if the police find out he faked his death, he will become the target of everyone. There will be no turning back. He remembered his ex number. He hesitantly reached out to his ex-wife and could lend a hand in this emergency to save him from danger. His ex did not suspect the lie, but she simply didn't want to deal with him. She then blocked his number right away. Once married, 100 days of grace. Now he thought of his agent, so he quickly dialed his number. But when the agent answered the call, he thought it was a scammer, so he decisively hung up to prove he was telling the truth. Damo guy, how are you still alive? Only then did he get it. Dumbo guy believed what he said.
He told the driver to go to the grave.
Only then did Nick feel at ease. His life was finally saved. However, after a long wait, the agent still showed no signs of life. So he called again, puzzled. To his surprise, a stranger answered. They said they were from mental health staff. Meanwhile, the agent had been tied up tightly. They ready to send him to the ward. Jim Mike took a shovel to the grave.
The cemetery workers mistook her for crazy.
And that's how it ended up like this. Nick was about to lose it, based on the info shared online. Of 15 hours, there are only 2 hours left now. If I can't get out, it's really over. The last hope has also collapsed. After some thought, he thought of a rideshare. He thought Nick was playing a prank.
He promptly rejected the request.
No graveyard trips. I'll pay you double. Only 1 hour remains now. He suddenly remembered the TV station. This kind of news event the TV station would love. So he rushed to call the station to prove what he said was true.
He even filmed a video. All news had about Nick's death.
They were quite familiar with them.
A reporter even sent him a face swap clip,
mocking him relentlessly. As time was running out, he could only call the police. But what filled him with despair was the police didn't believe him either, because so far, they've received many tips. Someone is posing as Nick to scam. Now he dares to come involuntarily. The police ask where he is now. Waiting for police to catch him? I suggest you just confess. I'm the actor Nick. I don't believe it. I swear I'm not lying, not convinced. What proof do you need? I won't believe you at all. If you don't believe me, I'm dead.
At this moment, the phone's battery is almost dead.
Nick is completely consumed by despair.
He tries to shove the coffin open with his body.
It doesn't budge at all. After much effort, Nick finally gives up the struggle. He knows his fate is sealed, so while his phone still has one bar left, turns on the camera and records his last words. He hopes someone in 1,000 years can see his final message. If there's a next life, I will be a good person. Good night, everyone.
Waiting for Nick to wake
To find something before me, injured Anton from the crash. Anton? It's me. Until Anton pulled him out of the coffin, that's when I saw all my friends and family. This isn't really a graveyard at all, but the set he knew well. Nick was completely played. It was all designed by Anton. Since Nick was locked up, he had already started up Anton's car crash. The agent was sent to the ward, and all the calls he made were all performed by actors arranged by Anton. They set it up on Nick's phone, Hacker software, so that the calls he made transferred to the actors' phones. They worked with him on this act. People always critique Nick's acting, and Anton seized this chance to let Nick, without knowing,
turn the act into real,
perform the most authentic burial life. At this point, this great act has already been uploaded online, causing a huge sensation, not only bringing Nick traffic. What a true actor is.
After Anton's words,
Nick got his good bro, his kind intent, but through this event, he realized the value of life completely.
His past self was proud,
overlooking the care for those around him. Now he decides to turn over a new leaf, treat everyone sincerely, value all that's here. Who found that in the face of fragile life, everything is just fleeting. Whoa, no thanks.